Catching SpaceX's Falcon 13 on Valentine's Day night at first seemed like a romantic, if not slightly superstitious idea, but as Zeller unwillingly somersaulted through the deep recesses of the cold cosmos, lit not by candlelight but by the burning fuselage of SpaceX Falcon 13, she rethought her initial optimism. Zeller and Matthew, engaged to be married, had chartered the rocket on a 2-hour tour around the solar system, complete with a bowl of goldfish, prepared by galactical renowned chef Falcon, and serenaded by violin tunes played by a homeless man that they had passed while he busked at the SpaceX terminal tunnel. All was going well with the delicacy indulgence of fried goldfish, accompanied by the high-stringed interpretation of a classical rendition of some hillbilly song, until their second fuel stop, at a space refueling platform that is. As Zeller and Matthew stepped off SpaceX's Falcon 13 onto the shiny metallic refueling disc with a breathable atmosphere, something immediately took their breath away. Besides the hovering neon fuel price sign seeming unseasonably affordable, it was actually the robot refuel workers who were not busy refueling SpaceX's Falcon 13, but instead were busy lying in broken bits all over the center of the platform that caused an inhale of breath. They might be on strike, Matthew suggested, before the couple spotted a lone figure on the outer rim of the refueling disc. Atop a hover ladder, the silhouetted man filled the silo cylinder that stored the robot's fuel, as a gardener would a high-hanging pot plant, but with Coca-Cola trademark robot fuel in place of water flowing out of the hose's spout. Zeller and Matthew pondered why the supposed space mechanic would be topping up the robot's energy source when they appeared, for all intents and purposes, massacred in pieces of debris, cogs and gears strewn about the platform. Was he in shock? Did he hope to repair the mutilated robots as soon as he was finished giving them a drink? These were lofty questions that Zeller and Matthew never thought they would be contemplating on Valentine's Day night. "Should we go back aboard?" Zeller asked as she slowly stepped backwards up the rocket's ramp. When Matthew caught sight of the space mechanic glance over at them and their ship, he quickly joined his fiancée up the ramp and back on board. The couple returned to their Valentine's Day night table, decorated by roses in their vase and goldfish skeletons on their plates. Zeller and Matthew sat in silence up until the abrupt noise of the fuel hatch being lowered and clanked against the side of their rocket. "I guess he's fueling us up, because the robots can't." "Why can't the robots?" asked the violinist. They did not answer him. To drown out the unsettling commotion emanating from underneath by the imperfect human performing the task of a slick, foolproof robot, Zeller requested the musician to play something, anything. He began to strum away at the same high-pitched violin song as before, that they now could identify as the ancient South American composition, Dueling Banjos. But with large intervals of silence because there was no second violinist, or even banjoist. Once their space tank had been fully refueled and their fuel hatch was slammed shut, the violin playing began to echo off the surprisingly great acoustics of the underfloor fuel hatch once closed. The reverberation of the violin strings would fill in the lacking gaps in the homeless man's playing to almost give the impression that it was now a duet performance of dueling banjos. As the song ended, Zeller, Matthew, galactically renowned goldfish chef Voloshikin, and the homeless violin busker took off from the refueling platform disc and went on with the second leg of their Valentine's Day night excursion. Romance failed to fill the air, however, as the couple's thoughts drifted back to the pile of robots mangled about the refueling platform, and to the strange space mechanic that seemed oblivious. Zeller's thoughts in particular veered off into unsettling theories that were soon interrupted by the violin's broken reprise of the dueling banjos song without the echo to enhance the performance this time. "Do you know any other tunes?" asked Matthew, bordering on frustration. "No, sir, just this one," answered the homeless and toothless musician. "How on earth do you make any money performing a two-person instrumental duet with only one of you?" The violinist had the answer straight away. "I had a partner up until last week. It's true, donations have dried up since he left." "Why did he leave?" Zeller now chimed in to the increasingly interesting conversation. "Like you did with me. He was scooped up and made an offer he couldn't turn down," answered the homeless and hairless violinist with pride. "Someone offered 10 quattrons to play dueling banjos on a romantic getaway?" Zeller slyly asked. "No, they were robots from a refueling station platform. They said they wanted him to perform incidental music on their refueling disc when human customers arrived, in exchange for all the Coca-Cola trademark robot fuel he could drink." Zeller and Matthew looked horrified at the homeless violinist and then at each other, wondering if it really was an echoing violin back at the fuel station that they had heard. "Did your partner like robots?" Zeller asked, slowly, trying to keep the answer at bay for as long as conversationally possible. "Hated 'em," answered the violinist. "Hated people, too, especially the rich ones, with homes and hair and teeth that would rush past us performing with not even a glance of pleasure or a crotchron. Said one day he'd like to kill 'em all." A violent eruption from below then shook the passengers upside down. Just before the rupturing bulkhead ripped them out into outer space, Zeller and Matthew both realized that the space mechanic must have not only been the violinist's duet partner, but, most likely, fueled their SpaceX Falcon 13 with deadly Coca-Cola trademark robot fuel. He wasn't filling up the robot's energy storage container, he was siphoning it out to give to them to cause a devastating explosion. As Zeller drifted through the cold cosmos on the verge of running out of air in the gold fish bowl she had makeshifted into a last-minute space helmet, she thought this Valentine's Day night had been one of the worst ones she had ever experienced.